Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that, on the surface, seems maybe a little
A
trivial.
little bit silly, even.
Exactly. We're talking about the humble, often groan-inducing world of wordplay.
But it's absolutely true for anyone listening who's really striving for that, genuine advanced fluency, especially in a place like Britain. Understanding humor, sarcasm, it's fundamental.
It's about connection, isn't it? The difference between just being understood and actually truly belonging.
That's it.
So our mission today is pretty simple. We want to dive into the linguistic mechanics of puns. The infamous dad jokes.
Oh, the dad jokes.
And really understand why getting them requires such a sophisticated and flexible understanding of English.
It's so much more than vocabulary.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to see fluency as more than just how many words you know.
Right.
It's about your brain's processing speed when you're faced with ambiguity. Can you hold 2, 3, maybe even 4 meanings of a word in your head at once and still pick out the joke?
That's flexing a serious mental muscle.
It really is. And this deep dive is all about how you can train that muscle.
Fantastic. So let's start with the cornerstone then, the pun itself. They are absolutely everywhere.
And they all work by exploiting ambiguity, using words with multiple meanings or words that just sound similar.
And to really get how the humor works, we first have to understand the linguistic pillars that create that ambiguity in the first place.
Exactly. There are 3 main categories of word relationships that puns just love to play with. And they're often a source of real confusion for learners.
So let's break them down. What's the first pillar?
The first one is the homophone.
Homophone.
Homophones are all about sound. They are words that have the exact same pronunciation. They sound identical when you say them.
But their meanings are totally different.
Totally different. And usually the spelling is different too.
So the confusion here is all in spoken language, right? Because you can't see the word written down.
Precisely. You have to rely completely on the context around the word.
Got an example?
Sure. Think of pear as in a set of 2, P-A-I-R, versus pear, the fruit, P-E-R.
Okay, yeah.
If I just said, I picked a pear, without any other context, you have no idea if I'm talking about gloves or fruit.
The classic one I always think of is baking, like flour for a cake and flour that grows in the garden.
Perfect example, F-L-O-U-R versus F-L-O-W-E-R. Same sound, radically different things.
Okay, one more.
How about break, B-R-E-A-K to smash something, versus brake, B-R-A-K-E, the thing that stops your car.
Ah, yeah. If your friend says, my car is going to break, you need to know if it's falling apart or if they just need to go to the mechanic.
Exactly. You need context and you need it fast.
Okay, so homophones, same sound, challenge your ears, let's flip that. What about confusion in the written word?
That brings us to category 2, homographs.
Homographs.
So these are words that share the same spelling. They look identical on the page.
But they have different meanings.
Different meanings, and this part is crucial. They might have different pronunciations.
So the confusion here is all visual.
Entirely. Take the word B-O-W. I could say bow to bend at the waist.
Or you could say bow, like a ribbon on a present.
Right. Same spelling, but 2 different sounds for 2 different meanings.
And there are others where that pronunciation shift is really, really noticeable.
Oh, absolutely. Think about T-E-A-R.
A tear from your eye.
Yes. Versus to tear a piece of paper.
Tear and tear. Wow, yeah. Visually identical, but the sound completely changes the meaning.
The spelling alone gives you no clue.
Okay, last homograph example.
Let's do L-E-A-D. Lead, the heavy metal.
Versus lead, to be the leader.
Exactly. Lead versus lead. Same spelling, but the sound and meaning are worlds apart.
So homophones challenge the ears, homographs challenge the eyes. That brings us to the third one, which sounds like the ultimate challenge.
It is. It's the homonym.
Okay.
Homonyms are basically the intersection of the first 2. They have the same spelling and the same pronunciation.
But different meanings.
Completely different meanings, so they cause maximum confusion in both speaking and writing.
And I'm guessing that makes them perfect for puns.
Oh, they're the gold standard. A classic example is bark.
The bark of a tree.
And the bark of a dog.
Yeah.
Same spelling, same sound. You have no clue without context.
Or bank, the place you put your money.
Right.
Or the side of a river.
Right. If you say, meet me at the bank, you better hope you're both thinking of the same one.
You would be planning a picnic or a very strange financial meeting.
Exactly. And one more, bat. The flying animal or the baseball bat.
Okay, so just to recap our toolkit here, homophones are about same sound, homographs are same spelling, and homonyms are same sound and same spelling.
That's our toolkit.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because now we can actually apply the stuff to how jokes work. This is the real test, isn't it? Can you hold all these competing meanings in your head at once, ignore the literal one, and just get the joke?
It's a high-level cognitive skill. Let's start with a classic pun that uses that homophone mechanism.
Okay, joke number one. Did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off?
And the punchline, he's all right now.
Oh, that's just a classic. So dark.
It is, but it forces your brain to interpret that phrase all right in two completely opposite ways at the same time.
Okay, break that down.
So, meaning number one is the normal idiomatic one. He's doing okay, he's fine.
That's what you'd expect to hear.
It's the expected social response. But it totally ignores the horrible setup of the joke.
Right.
So your brain has to find the second meaning, which is the literal physical one. He is only the right side.
Because his left side is gone?
Yes. And making that instantaneous switch, that's the linguistic workout. If you only get the he's fine meaning, the joke makes no sense.
You miss the dark humor entirely. Okay, joke number two uses a really similar homophone pattern.
It does.
Did you hear about the bicycle that couldn't stand on its own? The punchline, it was too tired.
Another classic dad joke is playing on too tired versus
Too tired, as in having two tires.
exactly. The pun connects a physical attribute, having two wheels, which is why it falls over to an emotional state, being exhausted.
So the shared sound is the only thing linking the bike's structure to a human feeling.
Yes. And if a learner struggles with that, it's because their brain probably only grabbed the exhausted meaning and didn't instantly decode the two-wheeled meaning.
It's a great way to see how your brain is processing language. Okay, let's move on to one that relies a bit more on cultural knowledge.
And this one is rooted more in our homonyms, or double meanings.
Okay, joke three. Why are postmen so unhappy all the time?
Because they're given the sack every morning.
This one is tricky. It requires you to know a very specific idiom.
Absolutely. The whole joke hangs on the double meaning of the phrase, given the sack.
Meaning one is the negative one, right? To be fired from your job.
Yes, the figurative emotional meaning. That's why the postman is unhappy. But then there's the literal physical reality for a postman.
Every morning, he is literally handed a sack, a big bag for the letters.
Right. So if you're new to the culture and you don't know the idiom for being fired, you only hear the literal meaning about the bag, and the joke completely falls flat.
You have to know both meanings and hold them at the same time.
It's a huge leap from just knowing simple definitions.
Okay, joke four is a bit tighter. My mom tried to make a joke about the TV.
But it wasn't remotely funny.
Ah, I like that one. It's very efficient. It all pivots on the word remote.
It does. We have to activate two meanings here. The first is remotely as an adverb. Not remotely funny means not at all funny.
Which is the main punchline.
Right. But the setup mentions the TV.
So your brain instantly connects it to the other meaning of remote,
Hmm.
the remote control.
Exactly. The pun connects the quality of the joke. It was bad to an object associated with the TV. It's just brilliant linguistic economy.
A single word connects an abstract idea, humor, to a physical object, the controller.
Yep.
Okay, let's tackle the big one. The one the source is called a double pun alert.
This is the final boss. If you can get your head around this one, you are absolutely operating at that advanced level.
Joke 5. There is a fine line between a numerator and a denominator.
And the punchline. Only a fraction will understand.
Okay, let's slow this right down. The setup itself is the first pun, on fine line.
It is. So, meaning one of a fine line is the common idiom, right? A very small, subtle difference between two things.
Like the fine line between confidence and arrogance.
Exactly. But the literal meaning, in the context of math, is the actual physical horizontal line you draw between the top and bottom number in a fraction.
So even before the punchline, we have to hold an abstract idea and a concrete image in our heads at the same time.
A lot is happening already. And then the punchline hits you with a second layered pun.
Only a fraction will understand.
What are the two meanings of fraction there?
Well, one is the mathematical term itself. The whole joke is about fractions.
That's the subject matter. But fraction also just means...
A small number of people.
Correct. So the joke is using a mathematical term to comment on its own difficulty. It's saying only a small number of people will get this complex joke about fractions.
Wow, that is really layered. It's self-referential. You need math vocabulary, idioms, literal meanings.
All in the space of a few seconds. If you could really analyze and appreciate that, you are doing some incredibly rapid-fire linguistic processing.
And that's the real proof of fluency, isn't it?
That's precisely the core takeaway for this whole deep dive. The ability to understand these jokes is just such a key marker of advanced comprehension.
It's not about knowing a definition.
No, it's about holding multiple, conflicting definitions in your mind all at once and correctly interpreting the speaker's intent.
And that skill, that rapid processing of ambiguity, is so useful way beyond just telling bad jokes.
Oh, think about business negotiations, understanding sarcasm, reading a complex legal document where one word could have two technical meanings.
Right.
The practice of decoding puns trains your brain to handle that ambiguity, which is it's part of any living language.
So what does this all mean? It means that I think your pursuit of fluency needs to embrace the silly stuff.
I agree.
These jokes, as much as they make you groan, they force you to grapple with nuance and dexterity. It shows that fluency isn't just about being fast or accurate, it's about depth.
Depth of cultural and semantic understanding. Which brings us to our final thought for you to chew on.
Yeah.
If jokes based on wordplay are this key to social connection and advanced fluency, what other seemingly informal or silly parts of a language might hold that same kind of hidden depth?
That's a great question. Ponder this.
Yeah.
What simple phrase are you using every single day? Maybe a greeting or some slang that could have 3 or 4 completely different meanings depending on your tone of voice or the context or who you're talking to. Where is the hidden homonym in your daily routine?
Keep looking for that depth. It's the key to true mastery.
Thank you for trusting us with your source material for this deep dive into the very serious business of silly jokes. We'll see you next time.